Hey friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. I'm excited you're here today. We are going to be making a card with some fun products, and I chose my color combo using my Palette Scout. If you're unfamiliar with that, I'll link to the video below and at the end of this video. We're also going to use an Easy Light from Pear Blossom Press, and we're going to use their stamp set. I am actually going to I'm going to alter the light. So I'm going to show you how to do that. This is kind of a little bit of an advanced light situation, I guess you could say. I got to untangle these first, you know. I've taken them out and put them back in a few times, so they got tangled. Anyways, so we are going to make this a light up card, but the main technique I'm going to focus on today is the mirror stamping. Mirror stamping is something that is just a really, really cool technique to do, and I don't do it very often. Honestly, it's probably like my third time doing it ever, and I need to do it more often. And now that I have kind of more of the supplies that make it work easier, I'm going to focus on doing it. All right, so here what I'm doing before we even get started is I'm figuring out the 2 strands of wire that go to one of the lights, and I am going to trim that off. I actually only need 2 lights for this card. What we're going to do is we're going to make the hats on the dogs that we're going to stamp light up, and excuse me. And so we only need 2 lights. So I'm just trimming one away, and I'm left with 2. And then I'm going to cut into my batteries here and get a battery out so that I can test this and make sure I didn't totally screw something up. Spoiler alert, I did not. It worked. So I find the easiest way to get into these batteries is just to cut all the way around the edge on the outside, and then they just pop right out of the container. I love that Pear Blossom Press provides batteries with their lights, so you're not trying to find batteries to go with these. You can also slip a little piece of cardstock underneath one of these so that their batteries lasts longer, and you just remove it or the person removes it when they get the card. So here's the 2 lights, and then I'm just going to show you that they both light up. So we're good. We didn't cut the wrong wire. Thank goodness we're not diffusing any devices, right? And then we're going to get into making this card. So we're going to use some of the products from Concord and Ninth. This is one of the new stamp sets from Christina Werner. She drew this amazing stamp set with dogs, and I'm a huge dog lover if you're new around here. And this dog in particular that she drew is supposed to be a Vizsla. Vizslas are Hungarian hunting dogs, and I own 2 of them. And do they hunt? No. The only thing they hunt is a good warm spot on the couch to go to sleep. So currently in my office, as I'm voiceovering this video for you, I've got both of them, one in a chair and one in a cozy cave, cuddled up, sleeping. So we're also going to use the layered plaid stencils from Christina Werner. These are fantastic for creating a plaid background. You can see there on the right hand side what the different designs you can make with them. And then we are also, I'm looking at the stencils individually because I'm trying to find the numbers on them, because I'm going by the guide on the right. What I need stencil 3 and 4 to make that kind of a design. So once I get those, I'm just going to do my ink blending. I'm going to line everything up here. I'm using, I think this is Wilted Violet, and I'm going to ink blend over the top of this. And I decided to put on a glove because there was ink all over the top of the stencil, and I didn't want it on my hands. I just don't like ink on my hands at the end of the day. If I'm being honest, it really grosses me out. I can't stand it. So here I've just flipped the stencil and we're going in the other direction, and I'm using the Trinity Stamps ink blender that really saturates well. And then I'm going to use the other stencil to create our little line, and I'm going to use black soot for that. And I'm continuing on keeping my hand on here and my glove. So for the ink blending on these stencils. I took Tombow Mono Multi-Glue and put it all over the back of these stencils and then let it dry. So these stencils are tacky to the touch on the back, and that just helps hold everything in place. So you could either use some pixie spray or you can use Tombow glue, and that'll work for you. Okay, here I've got my Memory Misty out because the only large piece of photopolymer I have is my Altenew blending, what I call my blending mat. That's not really what it's called. It's called a low tack sticky mat. But here I have inked up in Hero Arts Intensified Black ink because I'm going to Copic color this. And I've stamped it down on my Altenew low tack sticky mat. I have one foam pad. The Memory Misty comes with 2 foam pads. I have one underneath the low tack sticky mat. I'm just cleaning this off. So you need a large photopolymer piece to do this, okay? So it could be the back of a stamp that is like a large clear stamp. It could be the back of that. For me, I just decided to use my Altenew mat. Then you take your piece of cardstock, you push it down, and then you are going to just pull it right back up, straight. Make sure you pull it really nice and straight. And then you can see here, this didn't come out great. So I'm actually going to, I think I waited too long in between stamping. So I'm going to ink this up again. And I wanted to show you my fail because this is not a technique that's perfect every time. And so I just wanted to show you that that's okay. You can do it again and you'll be just fine. So here we're going to ink it up, and I was quicker about getting my cardstock down there, pulling it away. And now we kind of have this little bit lighter image. It's not as dark as I would like it. So you can ink it up again and do it again. In this case, I'm going to make the decision to grab my, well, first I'm going to stamp this other, but then I'm going to trace the other dog with a Copic Safe pen. So you'll see that here in a minute. So now I'm going to grab my Mini Misty and I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to stamp this dog in the direction it was intended to be stamped. And this will create 2 dogs that face each other. So my 2 dogs' names, and here I messed it up because I should have cleaned the ink off the stamp and I didn't. So I had to use another piece of cardstock. You know, these are the things we do, people. These are the things we do. So anyway, so my 2 Vishla's names are Truvy with a V, Truvy, and Skeeter, both named from movies. So Truvy's name is from Steel Magnolias. Dolly Parton played the character Truvy, and she was one of my favorite characters in the movie. Dolly Parton is one of my favorite celebrities, and so I kind of paid homage to her with Truvy's name and to her character in that movie. So her name is Truvy Louise. Louise comes from another one of my favorite movies, Fried Green Tomatoes, and the character Iggy Louise Threadgood. So I couldn't decide between naming Truvy Iggy or Truvy, and Truvy ended up winning because she's a Vishla and there's a V in the name Truvy. That's why she won that name. So she's Truvy Louise, and then my other one is Skeeter Octavia, and that name comes from the movie The Help. If you've never seen any of these movies, by the way, Steel Magnolias, The Help, or Fried Green Tomatoes, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You've got to watch them. All 3 excellent, excellent movies, all older, fantastic movies. So The Help, my daughter got on a kick where she watched The Help over and over and over. And she loves Octavia Spencer. That was one of her favorite character or actors. And Skeeter played the young white girl in the movie The Help. And so my daughter named our dog Skeeter after Skeeter in the movie and then Octavia after her favorite actress, which played Minnie in the movie. And she was the one that did the thing. I'm not going to tell you in case you've never seen the movie. You've got to see the movie. Okay, here's the major trick. Check this out. Of course, I learned this from Jennifer McGuire. This is not my own idea. Take your cell phone, turn your light on, put it upside down, hold your cardstock over the top, put your die on. Now, the image that we reverse stamped or we mirror stamped is on the back, right? The ink is on the back of this cardstock. So we're looking at this through the light at this point. We're getting it all lined up very nicely, and we're going to add our that's purple tape, and then we're going to pop this down and we're going to die cut this. This whole part of the video I kept at normal speed because I really wanted you guys to see how all of this works. Mirror stamping is super fun, but when Jennifer McGuire taught all of us how to die cut the mirror stamp, game changer. Game changer. So I've die cut it. I'm going to pop it out. And then I'm going to take my bone folder around the other side. You're just going to be amazed when you see this because I know you're thinking there's no way this worked because that's what I thought. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. And it works every time. So brilliant. So brilliant. Dang it, that Jennifer McGuire with her brain. So check it out. Now I've got two puppy dogs facing each other. I've got my little Truvy Louise and my Skeeter Octavia, and they're facing each other, and they are going to be so cute on this happy birthday card. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder from Altenew and I'm just going to smooth out the edge. Because you know when you die cut, you get that little bit of an edge that kind of, you know what I'm talking about? So if you take your bone folder and do this, it just kind of smooths it all down and it's fine. The other thing you could do is you can run it through your die cut machine just flat. Like just put it in there, put the sandwich together and run it through and it will be nice and flat. And yeah, then there's that. Anyway, check it out. How dang cute are they? So for the coloring, I went with my E families. I used E19, E17, and E15. Vishlas are red. They are kind of a red color. I don't know that this is the perfect color combination for their fur, but it's close. So we went with it. And my older Vishla, who's almost 7, is actually very, very white in the face now. And on her back, I call it frosting. She's got frosties, sparkles. We don't want to say that she's gray. That's very rude. We don't talk about ladies like that. So you either have sparkles or you have, some frosting. You know what I'm saying? We just going to be nice about it. She actually has a genetic trait that caused her to get frosted early in life. So she has been going sparkly and frosty since she was 3. My other Vishla is 3 and she's as dark as can be with her coat. So it's a genetic thing, and they actually call them frosted face Vishlas is what they call them. So anyway, you didn't care about any of that or need to know any of it. So here I'm stamping with Concord and 9th ink. And I'm stamping the happy word, happy sentiment. And then I'm going to stamp from the dog stamp set 2 other sentiments in the same color. And then we're going to be able to assemble this card and put it together. Okay, below the video, I have linked to the dog and the sentiments and all of the goodies here. All the goodies are linked below the video, but I need to explain this to you. The dog stuff and everything, I've linked to it on Simon Says Stamp because it was sold out on Concord and 9th. And at the time I checked this, it was still available at Simon Says. It may not be by now. I have no idea. But if you want this bundle, you can grab it there. So I'll link to that for you. Okay, so I'm just stamping, getting my sentiments all stamped out, and then I'm going to use my cutter from, I think I end up using my Spellbinders cutter. I started with trying to use this one and I was like, this isn't going to work. Can't make it work. The bar was too thick. And then I had to switch out, Spellbinders. So this is a guillotine cutter from Spellbinders, and I made this work. So it was hard to hold on to because I stamped on such a small piece of cardstock, but I ended up making it work just fine. And then I'm just going to trim the ends off of these and make them smaller and make them all fit together. So anyway, what's happening? Let's see. By the time you're watching this video, I've pre-recorded this way in advance. By the time you're watching this video, my family is here visiting. I am deep into holiday festivities. And the day this video comes out, I will be on a little girls trip. And I cannot wait to share all of that with you guys. I'm so excited. I'm going to try to film as much as I can so that I can share it all with you. So that's something to look forward to in the new year. It'll be a little going back into the past type situation. So anyway, I think, it's been a good year, guys. We've had a good year. It's been an interesting year for me here at Love and Stampin'. All of you know I left Stampin' Up! Mid-year and became this crazy independent card maker person, and I'm doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it together. And I want to give a special thank you to some of the companies, all of the companies that have worked with me, believed in me, and that have hired me. This video is sponsored by Pear Blossom Press, and I'm telling you, if you want to find good people, look to Pear Blossom Press. Amanda Stevens is the owner of Pear Blossom Press, and she is one of the nicest people I've ever met. She's so kind, so generous, and incredibly professional and thoughtful. And so I couldn't say enough nice things about her. Design teams change hands as we go, and sometimes, we quit certain design teams and join others, and there's usually no nefarious reason. It's just because you trying something new or whatever. I hope I'm on the Pear Blossom Press design team forever. They are such good people and very easy to work for and very loving. And so I've just had I've had a few little weird requests, and she has been able to accommodate those. I'm just telling you, if you're looking for good people to work with, or to buy from, Pear Blossom Press is it. If you don't like the light up cards, go check her website out anyway. She's got some really cool stuff on there. Actually, she sells kits, like full kits that have a video with them and everything. So it's a whole class. So if you're interested in something like that, it all comes ready for you. So that's an option. She sells these lights. She sells these little stamp sets. And there's a couple of different types of stamp sets too. This isn't like... it's not just one stamp set. I know you guys see me use this one over and over and over, but she actually does have more than just this one. So anyway, all of that is to say she's good people. If you're looking for somebody to shop with, I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody that I work with and that I have started working with have been good, kind people. If I, work with somebody, it's usually because they've been kind to me. So there you go. And so, yeah, that's it. All right. So for the card, let's go back to this really quick. You saw me use a paper piercing tool to make a couple of little holes there where I then used the tape to put the lights down. That's because I wanted my little stars on the top of my hats to light up. So what I did is here you can see the back, and I'm going to take a picture. I think I already took a picture of it. I have to take a picture of it so you can see it. But anyway, on the back there, I get all my foam tape situated where I want it around the edges and then put it down, and then look, their little hats light up. Is that not the cutest dang thing you ever saw? Come on. So I've been dying to use this stamp set, if I'm being honest with you, because I love the puppies, love all the puppies. And there are some people in our lives that have all kinds of dogs. And so I definitely plan on creating many, many, many more cards, trying to duplicate other people's dogs using this stamp set. So we're just going to glue this whole panel down and then this card's finished. And I don't know about you, but now I am in major birthday card mode because it's a new year, which means I've got a whole year's worth of birthday cards to give out and send out. So this one is all finished. It lights up. It is adorable. And I got to use some new products that I really was itching to use. And I got to try out that cool technique where I cut away one of the lights. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you to Pear Blossom Press for sponsoring this video. If you want to see more videos from me, click either one you see here. I will link to below for that Palette Scout video that I talked about earlier. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.